yourselves so that only the speakers can unmute and speak. Thank you. All right, so good morning, welcome, and thank you for joining Testoper Meetup, Cloud Automation and AI with Cybersecurity. Most of you all know me. My name is Kader Khan, Director at Expo, Lead Volunteer at Testoper Community. I'm really honored to start today's session recognizing the contribution and the hard work of my fellow volunteers into making of this nonprofit Testoper community as what we are today. Thank you, guys. You're really awesome. And I'm also very privileged to extend my special thanks to our strategic advisors and special guests joining us today. Gwen Dido, she's the VP of BLTC Group. Ayush Kathuria, Associate VP at TD. Alvin Francis, Executive Director of Development at IBM. As well as Guillaume Lizargues, founder of Appy, that provides fast and simple, efficient mentor-mentee platform. Thanks again, everyone, for joining. And I also wanted to extend my sincere thanks to the speakers today. Thanks, Direct, Dhruv, Brain, for joining us. And in addition to that, what's more important, I really would like to share is a big thank you to, and also the extended special thanks to all of our supporters who have always been willing to help to advance the Testoper community. Thank you very much, Microsoft, City of Brampton, Appy, and Brampton Library. And I also have an important announcement to make. Brampton Library, together with the support of Testoper community as one of the sponsor, is organizing CanHack 2020. CanHack 2020 is nothing but a friendly beginners hackathon for kids over 13 years. I sincerely recommend you all parents ask your kids to join, and I have done that from my part. From Testoper community point of view, I really am, we all are really blessed, and this community is unique because first of all, it is a non-profit community. And importantly, it is run by the community of volunteers, supporters, advisors, and individuals for the community benefit. Kudos to every one of you. And that I'm very happy to announce today, Testoper community is being nominated for the Brampton Board of Trade Excellence Award 2020. Again, kudos to you all. We could not have done it without all of your support. So what is Testoper community? It's at its simplest form. First of all, it's a non-profit intelligent automation developer community. What we do here is we provide platform that focuses on individuals to enable creative talent to become the workforce of the future, mainly through continuous learning. We provide platform for the continuous learning to become a creative talent, in a simple words. So what is creative talent? Some of you might have that question. So from our point of view, creative talent meaning developing individuals to think creatively as an innovator, intrapreneur, and entrepreneur. In other words, developing individuals to solve complex technology challenges while making the new world and for delivering and operating high quality products. So if you look at it from Testoper point of view, we mainly focus, in other words, primarily focus on developing automation talent, such as intelligent automation, AI, RPA, and so on, test automation and operations automation, DevOps, CI/CD, and so on. That's our primary focus. And we also focus on adjacent and more relevant talent development to our community, such as topics like technology, technical leadership, and so on, that really helps them to become creative talent, an innovator, and an entrepreneur, and an intrapreneur. So how do we do it? We basically do it through various different programs that we organize. Every program that we do has its own purpose. As an example, the Codathon program, the weekly program that is ongoing right now in 2 tracks, one is on AI and automation, like Krishna mentioned, He is basically leading that track. And then we have another track where we are helping individuals to learn test automation, led by Sumit. So this particular Codathon program is focused on enabling talent to develop their skills from the coding point of view, right? So it basically enables coding talent. Now today we are in Meetup, and this Meetup is crafted to enable individuals to learn technology at a big picture. Today we are going to talk about cybersecurity. So now collectively, all these different programs that we do, the goal is to enable creative talent. Each program enables talent, and collectively all these programs help individuals to become a creative talent. So that's how we do it at Testoper Community. We use some of the tools. Eventbrite, you all have registered and joined today's meetup through that. And the second most important tool that we use is GitHub, where our development community collaborates to do some projects, whether it is an open source projects or the exercise that comes out of the Codathon. And we also recently launched a program called as Mentor-Mentee program. And in this Mentor-Mentee program, we basically help the mentees, mentors help the mentees from different perspectives to face all kind of challenges that they have, whether it is a technical challenge, career challenge, or learning challenge. They basically help them to build their career. And we use the platform named Appy to really help us to do that program. And most importantly, I like to share, thanks to Microsoft, we use Microsoft Teams as a one-stop solution for all our collaboration with the community members. If you wanted to join the Microsoft Teams, I kindly recommend you to contact us at operations@testoper.com. And this is the platform where we collaborate before and after the program, and also during the program. And there are a number of interesting programs that we have within the community, such as Study Group, Tech Teaser, which recently we launched this week, Codathon, Hackathon, Meetups, and so on. And you can also contact us through the phone number 647-998-1977, as well as by the email ID testoper@testoper.com. If you wanted to become part of our community as a volunteer, advisor, supporter, sponsor, whatever it may be. Thank you very, very much. And at this moment, I would like to introduce Adarsh Datta. He's one of the key members within our community, helped us to advance our community in many different ways. And he is a development engagement lead at Microsoft, as well as volunteer at Testoper Community. With that, Adarsh, I'll give the floor to you.
Thank you so much, Kadir, for that. I'm just going to take over the screen just a minute. Let me know when you guys can see my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Okay, fine. First of all, Kadir, thank you so much. And I have to say that it's been such a pleasure to see this community grow from strength to strength. Like when I had when I was part of the event in February, I think that was last time, it was a good number, like 60, 70 people in the innovation center at Brampton. It was happening everything in person, but today we are in a new world, and to move everything to digital and continuously have that 70, 80, 90, 100 people for such events, as well as just to see all the various programming elements that have gone into really support the community and by the community has been such a pleasure to watch. So thank you everyone to this community. So today what we're going to do is we're basically going to take you guys through, or I'll take you all through the cybersecurity landscape in Canada and what does it mean to be a cybersecurity professional, how are companies trying to defend themselves from all the threats and all of the goodness together. We have some fantastic speakers, but before we get to that, there are some logistical elements that I will need to cover with you. Since we are expecting about 100 to 150 people on this call today, I would request you guys, or rather I would request all of you to just be on mute. Where if at all you have any questions, please use the chat window to ask your questions. We have a 5-minute window at the end of all the speakers' talk to actually answer those questions. So make sure that you ask your questions in the chat window. If at all you somehow get off the call and you need to jump back on the call, all the links are actually there on the chat window right now. So if at all you want to save that link, then please go ahead and save that link just in case you want to do it. We also would love your feedback. So there is a survey link which we have created, which is available on the chat window itself. But if at all you want to have access to the team, so you can go to the Teams Testoper Meetup Teams out here, and out there on top you will see a link which directly will lead you to the forms, which is the survey link. We really appreciate all your feedback. It's really going to help, really figure out who you are, what you need, and how we can actually help you grow and become the creative talent that we keep talking about. Okay, so I covered the security. Yeah. The next thing I want to talk about is some disclaimers. Now, this is something which our legal team has been very strict about. Hey, guys, make sure that everyone knows about some of these things. So in the world where we were meeting in person, we would be having our camera person taking some pictures and basically, showcasing to everyone else, hey, this is everything that we've done. So this is just a disclaimer saying that Testoper community reserves the right to use any photograph, video taken or shared with Testoper at any program event. The collection and the use disclosure is we take the protection of your personal information very seriously, treat them as confidential, and will be used only for communication related to Testoper activities. The next one is around use at your own risk, which basically means Testoper provides a platform to connect, develop, launch, and advise individuals to become the creative talent. We may refer members of the community, share information, and also provide the tools for your benefit and to become successful. However, Testoper does not assume the responsibility of the outcome. Okay, so those are some of the disclosures, some of the logistics that I needed to walk you guys through. Kader has already thanked all our sponsors. City of Brampton has been super supportive in all our efforts. So on that note, I'm gonna hand over the floor to Astawa Alam, who's the coordinator at Innovation and Technology. Astawa, over to you.
Hey everyone, good morning. Excited to be here for another Testoper event. Like Darshan mentioned, my name is Astawa, and I'm the Tech and Innovation Coordinator at the City of Brampton. And it's been great to see Testoper grow over the past few weeks from just an idea that Kader had to a huge community now doing good work, even during COVID. So with today's topic being about cybersecurity, I did want to educate everyone here today about the opportunities for cybersecurity based in Brampton. As some of you might know, Brampton is located in the middle of the Toronto-Waterloo Innovation Corridor, and we've been developing a robust cybersecurity ecosystem within our innovation district. Last year, as you can see a logo, the Rogers Cybersecurity Catalyst in collaboration with Ryerson, we launched this last year as a nonprofit focused on scaling up current cybersecurity professionals and supporting cybersecurity companies from all across Canada. The Catalyst is built on 4 pillars: training and certification for cybersecurity professionals to address the skills shortage. Number 2, supporting Canadian cybersecurity startups to drive Canadian cyber innovation and keep cyber jobs in Canada. Number 3, applied cybersecurity R&D partnerships to drive cybersecurity innovation and excellence. And number 4, Canadian public education and policy leadership to give Canadian citizens and SMEs the tools they need to grow. So just a few months ago, the Rogers Cybersecurity Catalyst and Ryerson's DMZ launched the Catalyst Cyber Accelerator right here in downtown Brampton. It's an accelerator program that's solely committed to supporting Canadian cybersecurity startups and scale-ups, and it is the first of its kind in Canada. The Catalyst Cyber Accelerator supports cybersecurity companies and offers mentorship from companies like Rogers, RBC, and Amazon, just to name a few. We've also opened up Ryerson's Chang School of Continuing Education and Sheridan College, and they're both offering training in cybersecurity. Opportunities like these further enhance the skills of a highly talented population, like this group here, and continue to strengthen Brampton's position as a national center for cybersecurity. Finally, some fun facts if you didn't know about Brampton. We are the 9th largest city in Canada and the 2nd fastest growing. We've got over 70,000 businesses, 700,000 people, and a diverse population of 234 cultures speaking 150 languages. We have about 50 startups and 275 high-tech companies based in the city already. So there's lots of opportunities for jobs, lots of opportunity for employment, of course, lots of opportunity for those looking to start their own company too. So to learn more about our innovation district, on the next slide, you can visit bramptoninnovationdistrict.com. And again, Kader and the Testoper team, thank you guys so much for your time. Happy to keep supporting this. And thank you to everyone who joined in today. If you do want to learn more, check out the link on the screen there, right there, Brampton Innovation District. And whether you're building a business, starting something new, or looking to get employed in tech, we're here to help.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that, Astao. I really appreciate all the support. And it's so good to see how the city of Brampton is actually supporting all these innovation efforts and the community.
Of course. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Cool. Okay, so now we're gonna get started with what is cybersecurity. And before I hand over the floor to the real experts and the industry leads that we have for today, I'm just gonna walk you guys through a couple of slides just to showcase some of these things about what is cybersecurity. The first thing that we need to understand about cybersecurity is who are these people? Like, who are these? And we call them as the cyber threat actors. And they're not all equal in terms of sophistication. Now, depending upon who you are, your levels of sophistication varies, right? We've seen hundreds of movies around this. Like, I, as a kid, always really wanted to become a hacker, right? And really figure out and hack into systems and do all of those things together. But there's actually a method behind all of this. And this is what I actually found from our own cybersecurity center of the Canadian government. So you can see the source here. You can actually go down to this particular link and actually read more about what are these threats and who these people are. So I just picked up a couple of diagrams from here just to showcase that how it is relevant to each of us, because each of us have gone through some of this at least, or at least heard some of our colleagues, friends, family members being affected by it. So the first one is around a cyber threat actor who is like a nation state actor. Now we've seen movies, like one of my favorite one is Imitation Games, right? And that's all about the motivation is to, have some geopolitical intention out there. Cyber criminals, they really want profit. Hacktivists, these are like, they are very ideological and they want to hack something and destroy something if at all they have a particular intent out there. Terrorist groups, thrill seekers, and insider threats are all the different other threat actors which exist. I know I would definitely categorize myself as one of the thrill seekers. And as you can guess, my sophistication levels are very minimal. It's literally about whatever tools are available to me, whatever I find online and do it. But if you think about someone like nation state, these are super sophisticated in terms of the tools, in terms of an organization who's actually doing that. So sophistication levels differ based on what kind of a cyber threat actor you are. The next thing I'm going to walk you through is a couple of cybersecurity threats that we actually see in the market. So for example, the first one, we call it as a distributed denial of service. Think of, I know that sounds a little heavy, it's called as a DDoS in terms of cybersecurity, but think of it as if at all the threat actor in this case is going to flood a web server with consistent requests which are illegitimate, only to prevent the actual person who wants to access something, and they will be prevented to access, like a legitimate user will be prevented to access something because they are flooding the server that you're trying to reach with certain requests. And this is one of the most common form of threat that we see in the cybersecurity world. The next one is like man in the middle out here. And it's pretty, like the diagram itself is pretty self-explanatory in terms of there's a victim who wants to reach a web server, and somehow the threat actor has intercepted that connection and is acting like the web server and providing you the service, getting some confidential information from you and doing all of those kind of things. That's like called as a man in the middle attack. Phishing, this is actually like, I know some of my relatives have actually been affected by this. So the easiest form of phishing, you probably will get a lot of emails from your banking institutions saying that there are websites which are acting as our websites, and they're asking for your username and password, and ultimately they go into your accounts and can hack into your accounts exactly like that. So please be very careful about all these phishing attacks which are happening. And finally, I'm going to talk about a little bit of ransomware, because this is something like, this comes in like an attachment or through a USB or anything like that. These are like basically malicious content which encrypts your data within your system. And without you knowing, there might be a Greek mythological horse sitting in your computer who's probably sending across information to the threat actors out here. So these are just some of these cyber threats that we see are happening. There are multiple of these threats which occur in the industry, but I thought some of these I'm just going to mention out here because all of you may actually relate to some of these threats which occur. And when I saw this slide, this actually blew my mind, because this is one slide which tells you what's really happening in the dark market. So there are people in the dark market these days who basically take money in order to do these cybersecurity attacks. You can see it ranges from a huge price range, like the 0-day price ranges from about $5,000 to about $350,000. The denial of services one range from about 102 for a week, like basically someone is flooding a end server with requests so that the legitimate actor cannot get access to it. Then you actually see proxy servers, even IP geological prices vary as low as $100 per week to about $100,000 proxies. And yeah, so this slide is basically giving you an idea about how cybersecurity attacks are actually happening. There are people in the dark market. It's like a contract service out there. It's like a contract killer sitting in the dark market, taking money from you and attacking someone else to actually getting things done out there. So this was something when I saw, I was like, oh my God, yeah, this is actually happening these days. So this is the reason why organizations, you yourself as an individual, need to adopt a cybersecurity principle to protect yourself from all these threats occurring. And I'm going to stop with that, because guess what? We have some fantastic people here today who are industry leads, industry experts, who are here to help you understand some of this. The first person who's going to talk about today is Derek Kerr. He's the chief architect at the Microsoft Technology Center. He's going to give us an idea about AI and ML to enhance cybersecurity in the cloud. We have Dhruv, who's coming from RBC. He's the head of cloud governance and compliance, and he's going to give you an idea about what does cybersecurity in a financial services mean. And finally, Brian Lee is going to give you a talk about an understanding of the career and the opportunity in the cybersecurity space, which is really thriving. So Brian, we're really looking forward to educating everyone out here, who some of them may be aspiring cybersecurity professionals in the future. So on that note, I'm going to hand it over to Derek, who's going to talk us through AI/ML to enhance cybersecurity in the cloud. Derek, over to you.
Okay, let me just throw up the presentation here. If you can confirm once you see that, that'd be great.
Still waiting up for it.